Hey, you found me! This is Mrs. Shrum, and this vlog is Shrummy Talks. Last week, I begged you to get a journal to keep our topic recorded and answers or feelings that you have to those topics. And so last week, I asked the question, why are you here? As in, here on the planet. And I hope you guys have come up with some really good responses. I also hope that the following aren't the responses that you gave. Number one, God wanted me here. Or number two, my parents made me, as in created you. If so, either of those, well, let's just take the first one. If you are someone who believes that God made you and wanted you here on the earth, well, the question still remains, why? Why were you created? Either from your parents or God. Why are you here? And so there's a certain word I'm hoping you came up with, but we're going to get to that in a minute. So today's chat is about things that you are good at. And at your ages, sometimes you don't know what they are. Sometimes you feel like maybe you're not good at anything, but that might be because you just haven't started exploring things that might end up being things that you're not only good at, but get paid to do as an adult. So you need to kind of think those things through. You were born with a desire in your heart to do this or do that, and you just have to explore what those are. So for example, if you are musical, if you think you have a good voice or you think you pick up instruments really well, try a few instruments. If you don't like the tuba, well then try the keyboard or guitar. Find something, try, explore with many different instruments, things that you might end up being good at. What if you are good with people? You might want to volunteer in classrooms if you particularly like kids. If you like to work with people that are hurting physically, you might want to go and volunteer in hospitals, but there's so many different areas within a hospital you could volunteer, many different areas of the medical field that some of you are going to end up loving and being paid for. So that right there is the idea. To feel like when you go to work, you're getting paid to do something you love and not work. You will work at some jobs, but there's a big difference between a job and a career. So what is it that you want to do with your life later on? Do you have to know now? Of course not. Of course not. There's even people who are finishing high school and still don't really know what they want to do. But if you start thinking about it now, you'll be a little bit more prepared for when you're about to finish high school. Things that you might want to study beyond high school. Things you might want to be trained in before you finish graduating. So today I want to encourage you to get out and volunteer in the areas that you think you'll be happy, things that you are going to be good at. You don't know the things that you're good at unless you go and try them. And the best way to try them is summer, spring break, even Christmas break. Go and volunteer in different areas. When you do, you kind of listen to the type of maybe languages that you hear. Believe it or not, the medical field has a complete language that you'll have to learn. But the sooner you start hanging around it, you'll pick it up. I want to give you an example. I loved working with kids. I babysat, I helped in children's church and I taught Sunday school and all that stuff as a teenager. And so I thought, well, you know what? I think I like kids. So I ended up going to the College of Education, and I ended up volunteering in a first grade class. Well, I knew from that volunteer situation, I did not want to work with elementary kids. So I volunteered and did internships in middle school because I knew for a fact I didn't even have to visit high schools. I knew that was beyond my scope. So once I volunteered and interned in middle school, I found my niche. That is something that not only I really liked, but I ended up being pretty good at it. I mean, they pay me. So your goal today is to write down A lot of different things that you're interested in. Not whether you think you're good at it or not, but what are things that you're interested in? And then go and explore them. Pick up a book, read a little bit about it, go to Google, research the topic a little bit. But really, you're going to have to go beyond that and go to these different places and practice, volunteer, talk to other people that are in those areas. So that might help you come up with the reason you are here. And here is the word. I want you to try to figure out what many of your possibilities, your purposes in life. What is your purpose? What are your purposes for having been born? And for having been born when you were. So I'll see you next week. Shrummy Talks. And show me your friends. I'll show you your future. Have a great week.